and every year it's the first man past the post gets the most votes, gets up here. And we always start off with the local hero, which means that you spend a good portion of your time here in Huntington Beach, went to Huntington Beach High School. And for me, the first inductee today has a special place in my heart. If you haven't had a chance to read the program, which Transworld, a round of applause for Transworld, they did an incredible job combining the Hurler US Open of Surfing and the Walk of Fame into one great program. And if you read my story, when I was a kid, which is quite a while ago now, I got an issue of Surfing magazine back in Australia at a town called Coolangatta, which we had this break called Cura. And we were just starting to get into surfing the waves, and Cura's a famous right-hander. But it was around 1970 and this magazine came, and this spread right here was in the magazine. Jam and Jay. I say it with emotion because that's how it felt when I first saw it. I go, wow, man, I want to be Jackie Baxter. Look at that guy, start, eh? Look at that board, because those were the boards we were riding at Cura. And see that? Right-hander, you know where that is? People talk about backdoor pipeline. That's Jackie Baxter, 1970, going the back door. Nobody even did call it that in those days. So it's my great honor, and I know how stoked he is, to bring up Jackie Baxter.
Oh my goodness. Overwhelmed today.
Speak up.
Can't hear you. Talking to Mike.
There you go.
I'm overwhelmed. I see all these faces of yesterday, today, and my heart. It's been said to me. You guys are just overwhelming me right now. I came here in '65, I think, hooked up at St. Gordon's. Between me and David Nueva and a bunch of others, we ruled this pier. We ruled this pier. David had the nuts, I had the nuts. It was hell. It was hell. And I'm overwhelmed with this honor. I have to thank my wife, my family. I have 6 grandchildren. I'm blessed. I'm so happy that you're honoring me today. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
They got 2 granite stones. One for being local heroes and one for being champions of the pier. It's my honor to bring up a great champion of the 60s and 70s, Corky Carroll.
Oh, thank you. I was so stoked when I heard that one of my best friends in life, one of the coolest guys I've ever known, and one of the best surfers I've ever had the honor to surf with, is getting a stone this year for Surf Champion, my buddy Martinson. I've known Mark for 50 years. We started surfing, we were little kids in front of my house in Surfside. His mom would drop him off at my house on the weekends, and we would surf all the time. We'd go up to the mountains and we'd ride barrel slats down to pine needles and kill ourselves, and all we wanted to do was surf and go to parties. And we used to take Mark's mom's car and go to all the parties and get in trouble. And Mark and I, the first time we surfed in a surf final together was at the Oceanside Invitational in a big contest. And we were in the finals, and I had got a good ride, and I thought, I'm kind of winning, I'm stoked. And I'm paddling out and I see Mark pull into this perfect barrel, walk up to the nose, do this cheater 5, get covered. The crowd's going crazy and I'm going, oh, Pearl, catch an edge, honey thing, you know, oh no. And he comes right by me, does this big cut back and sprays me. It's all red. Pulls out and he just looks at me with this kind of like shit-eating grin. Excuse me. Beat me. And the whole way home, we're in my car. He's doing cheater 5s on my dashboard. Couldn't even believe it. A few years later, we're in the finals of the same contest. He's paddling out. I get this great ride. I spray him. I pull out. I look him in the face and give him this big. And he flips me off. That's the kind of guy that he is. One of the best surfers of all time. I'm so happy he's getting inducted. Mark Martinson.
Since I know most of you out there, God, this is pretty special. I'm really happy you guys all came out, and hopefully after this all gets over, we'll get together, have a beer or something, you know, or not, but several. And where were you guys last night? But anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks my wife for making me come here. Thank all of you for coming out.
If you don't have a chance, or if you haven't had a chance to read in the program, you need to read the story of Mark's career, because after that competition, in '65 he won the championship. He decided he didn't believe in the war and ran from going to Vietnam. It's a great story. And he, in 1970, the first surfer magazine of the decade, he was on the cover